Previously on Back of the Backlog.
May I to know where we're going to this location?
Actually, just to meet up with a friend I haven't seen in a while.
So you're telling me you still haven't even seen your manager face to face?
Admittedly, no, I haven't.
You didn't have to leave.
We talked about this. I wanted to go my own path. You want one more suggestion? I got one for you.
You and your goddamn iced tea. Is Carlo coming to Christmas?
No. Admittedly, no.
Really? Why not?
I mean, he said he was busy, he was gonna be doing things, which I get it. You know, I already saw him last month anyway, so it is what it is. I mean, it would be nice for you guys to see him too, but sometime in the future, right?
Well, it's a damn shame.
Yeah, I mean, that's life, man. It'd be nice to spend time, but, you know, life is unpredictable, man. People are unpredictable. The world is unpredictable. The food chain is unpredictable.
Not sure how that has to do with anything, but sure.
So what are you actually gonna bring for food?
Aren't you bringing food?
Me? I'm not bringing any damn food. You are.
I don't know, I thought you were bringing food. Why do I gotta bring food? What the hell? No, I'm not bringing food. You know what I do for you guys? You know the amount of shit they do for you guys already?
Like what?
Like what? Are you two kidding me? Really? Dude, come on. You guys kidding me? I do a lot.
Like what? What do you do?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, you know? Like, what?
We are just asking for one thing. Name one thing that you do.
You're kidding.
So exactly nothing. Bringing food, you cunt.
You know, your little fucking little translator, I think, is fucking broken if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You know, I do it. I do that. You know, all the things. You know, besides, when's the last time you guys did any fucking thing?
What do I do? Well, you know, it's like, what don't I do? I do the all those the things with the
Shut the fuck! I said exactly. No, I'm not bringing no food. You know what? Let's make it easy on ourselves. BYOF, bring your own food, because we're not helping each other around here at all. Bring your little dishes, bring your big dishes. I don't give two shits, man.
Alright, fine. I guess that makes the most sense.
Ah, man, I was looking forward to some noodles.
Oh, you want some noodles? Alright, take some fucking noodles, bitch.
Thanks, I really needed these, honestly.
Guys want food and gifts. We're in a pandemic. Be more responsible.
On back of the backlog, been gone for way too long. On back of the backlog, got so many games to play, dog. On back of the backlog, Donkey Kong expands my dog. On back of the backlog, me and Carlo been fucking since dawn. On back of the backlog. Did you know, yeah, Carlo wears thongs? I'm back at the backlog. I really fucking hate this song. Yeah.
What is up, guys? It is Robert of Gaming with me, and welcome to the 19th episode of Back at the Backlog, the series where we take a look at the games that I recently beat off my backlog. Today's episode is on the game Rayman Legends. My history with the Rayman franchise goes back to the year 2008 or 2007 when my aunt bought me the game Rayman Raving Rabbids. I absolutely love this game to the point where it quickly became one of my favorite games of all time. Although that list was very short given the fact I was only about 8 or 9 years old. Rayman Raving Rabbids was a minigame collection that happened to have an incredible single player wrapped around its minigames. I quickly fell in love with not only the Rabbids but the main character Rayman. I went on to pick up Rayman Raving Rabbids 2 and Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party, but after the first one you could tell that the Rabbids started to become the bigger appeal. Rayman's appearance became so small on the second one's cover that by Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party, he literally was absent on the cover despite being the very first word in the title. After that, Rayman and the Rabbids started to go their own separate ways, but with Rabbids, they started to get more consistent titles out, even recently with 2017's major release of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Yes, the Rabbids got a crossover with Mario, not Rayman, which is pretty crazy when you think about it, but it also shows the hurdles that currently Rayman is going through today. I loved these Rayman Raving Rabbids games, but I've never beaten a Rayman platformer until now. I do also own Rayman Advance, Rayman The Great Escape 2 for the Nintendo 64, and then also Rayman Revolution for the PlayStation 2. Yes, 2 Rayman 2s. We'll get into that one day. Rayman Legends was released on September 3rd, 2013 in the US. It was developed by Ubisoft Montpellier and published by Ubisoft. Now it may have launched in September, but the game was actually fully done by February of 2013. Now why didn't the game release back then? Well, it's a classic tale of Ubisoft fuckery. Rayman Legends was being made exclusively for the Wii U, but when Ubisoft saw the poor sales numbers of their launch title ZombiU, the decision was made to make Rayman Legends a multi-platform release instead. Hey, that's fine. They feel they need to make a PS3 and Xbox 360 version too. That's great. But the dumbass higher-ups at Ubisoft also delayed the finished Wii U version too. Yes, the finished game. The game was done, but they decided to fuck over the Wii U's user base for literally no reason. Not only were fans pissed by this decision, but also, rightfully so, the developers. One developer actually came out and said this: "If you're pissed, imagine how we feel. What face do you think we had when the week we had to close the game we're being told it's not going to be released? I couldn't believe it. For us, this means we've spent 6 months barely seeing our wives, kids, and friends for nothing because after all, such a haste wasn't needed. Believe it, it was a hell to swallow this news." Developers fucked over, the Wii U and its fans fucked over. Those are two things that just happen way too often. Well, at least the game launched with no competition, right? Only... No. 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 Grand Theft Auto 5? The second best-selling game of all time? The higher-ups at Ubisoft are just a bunch of fucking morons sometimes. Well, I picked up Rayman Legends in 2015 and finished it in 2020, which means I played it 7 years after its original release. Is this Rayman platformer any good? Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the story first. Now, this is actually a sequel to 2011's Rayman Origins, a game we'll talk about one day too. Rayman Legends takes place in the Glade of Dreams where Rayman and friends have been sleeping for 100 years, and during that time, monsters, or nightmares apparently as they are called, have multiplied and captured all the teensies from the world. Along with the monsters was also the magician who somehow split himself into 5 dark teensies. So this one green fly thing called Murphy wakes up Rayman and the others so they could save the teensies, stop the 5 dark magicians, and save the Glade of Dreams. The game starts off immediately with you tapping on the Wii U gamepad to wake Rayman and Globox the fuck up to go on a crazy platforming adventure. And yes, I guess I should mention, I am playing the Wii U version, you know, the actual definitive version, the platform it was being built on.
Why not the Nintendo Switch version?
Because there is no Switch version.
But you are holding it.
Quick side story, I forgot I own this game on Switch. I one day opened the drawer where my games are, pulled out this game, and was incredibly confused. Turns out I bought it for a Black Friday sale in 2017 for only like $20. Not bad, 18-year-old me, but you know you were never going to play this. Just because that Switch was that new hot shit at the time, doesn't mean you're ever going to play this version. Anyway, the first thing you notice is how phenomenal this art style is. This is honestly one of the most gorgeous art styles of all time. It's like you were playing a painting. Now there are games like Ori and the Will of the Wisps that use a similar art style and went even more impressive with it. At the end of the day though, Ori has to thank Rayman for that one. Animations are some of the best I've ever seen. It's very exaggerated and over the top cartoony that I can't help but laugh at the way characters run, jump, glide, and my favorite, slide. Look at the way Glowbox slides and squishes down. I mean, come on, that is just too damn good. The controls in Rayman Legends are nice and tight no matter the situation. Whether it be running and gaining momentum to perform wall jumps and attack enemies or swimming fast in underwater sections, it feels great to control Rayman. It's quick to understand the physics and weight for the limbless man. There's a variety of level styles you play throughout your journey, but one that gets brought up a decent amount of times are the Murphy levels. These were the levels made with the Wii U gamepad in mind, where you'll be controlling the level through Murphy while helping out an AI Glowbox navigate safely through the level. Using the Wii U gamepad, you'll be quickly moving objects out of the way, sometimes in the way, flipping switches, cutting ropes to change the path. There's plenty to do as Murphy. These are entertaining levels that eventually get pretty fast paced, so your reflexes need to be on point. They luckily don't overstay their welcome either. I feel there's a solid amount of them you'll play through, but not to the point of more Murphy than Rayman. On the other consoles, the levels are still there, but had to have some design changes due to the fact there's a lack of a gyro or a touchscreen like the Wii U gamepad.
I wish there were more levels with Murphy. He was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just the right amount.
Nah, honestly, Murphy over Rayman any day.
I mean, everyone has their opinions.
Rayman is just nothing compared to Murphy.
Besides a few levels, most of the game is fast paced with enemies in the way and jumps to make with what seems like every other step. There's just something going on at all times due to the impressive level design. These levels flow fantastically with Rayman's movements. Performing perfect jumps and different balancing acts makes Rayman Legends almost feel like a rhythm game that also happens to be a platformer. Funny enough, the developers took advantage of this fluid movement and actually did create musical rhythm-based levels in each world. It's almost like they knew that they created a movement so slick that the rhythm genre would work great with it. I'm happy to say it certainly does. Each of the 5 main story worlds have a final musical level, and these are some of the most fun and creative levels in the entire package. These musical levels take you on fast-moving set pieces with jumps, punches, kicks, and background elements all timed perfectly to a song that is playing. It's an absolute blast, and I would personally pay for a whole game filled with levels like these. The music in general for this game is so fantastic, from the main theme to the credits. I was definitely humming a bunch of the tracks while playing. In order to progress further through the game, you'll have to collect teensies. Those are the little blue things that you were trying to save anyway. Because teensies unlock more levels, it really gave me an incentive to explore the levels more thoroughly than I probably would have without that teensy counter. Teensies are found all over every level, with 10 teensies in many of them. Many are tucked away in hidden rooms, and finding those hidden rooms never get tiring. Hidden areas usually have a quick challenge to complete with a teensy as a prize. It's not tough to find secret areas, but they are really rewarding just to hear that "ooh" every single time. Ah, that is a sound I could hear all day. The variety and environment design is great. The more normal levels will have you traveling in a kitchen-like area with food, forks, and knives as obstacles, and then in another world you'll be chased by furball creatures in a Mount Olympus-like area. Possibly my favorite world takes place underwater in like a secret agent area. In this world you'll be taking on creatures in scuba diving suits in a fancy hallway, swimming around long sea monsters, and avoiding laser beams through smooth maneuvering. Oh, and by the way, those 3 sections in this one world are actually all from one level in this one world. Yeah, there's a ton of variety, and that level specifically was fantastic. The bosses are also excellent, with creative designs and inventive ways to battle each and every one of them. My favorite was this robotic dragon that had multiple phases. In between phases would be platforming set pieces that just made for an entertaining ride. Later on in the game, you'll encounter invaded levels, which are quick, tough missions in which you have to race to the finish line in under a minute to save teensies. If you reach the end in under 40 seconds, you'll save 3 teensies. I essentially never did. It is tough as hell to get under 40 seconds for so many of these levels. Really, the only negative I could think of about this game is how short the main story is, at least. It's only 5 worlds, and if you aren't going through every single level like I was, you'd probably finish it pretty quick. So I do wish there were more worlds just because I love the 5 main ones so much. That's just the main story though. The amount of content in total, like with the side content added on, is actually pretty insane. There are a lot of side modes that really didn't need to be in it, but are awesome that they are in. There's a whole challenges section that gets updated every day, even to this day. It's a random level with an objective to complete and a leaderboard to compete with. Eventually you'll come across the same challenge someday, but it is regardless great to see Ubisoft still have this open 7 years later. And 7 years later, there are still like 300 people that compete in these challenges every day on the Wii U version of Rayman Legends. Seeing those numbers every day definitely made me smile. There's also a mode called Kung Foot, which is a hectic small soccer game that goes up to 6 players, 3 versus 3. I'm sure it's a lot of fun when playing with friends, but these fuckers didn't want to play with me.
You know I don't give a shit about football or soccer or rugby or whatever it's called.
Rugby? It's called rugby, and it's not even rugby. I'm not a sports guy, but it looked like some multiplayer fun. Kung Foot?
Yeah, that's where I had to say no. I'm not in the feet like that.
It's not about feet kinks or whatever the hell is on your mind. It's... I already explained what it is. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Throughout your journey, you could also collect different creatures that will be on display in an area dedicated to all the creatures. Every day, these creatures will give lums to the player. It's just an extra side mode that really has nothing to do with the game or even forces you to care at all, but I personally did. It adds to the personality of the game. These lums can actually be used to unlock more characters, which they have an absolute fuck ton. The different characters are essentially just costumes for the current 4 heroes, but again, very cool it's there. There's even a Mario and Luigi costume, which it is cool to see Rayman dressed up as Mario. The last side mode is pretty damn insane. It's named Back to Origins, and it's exactly that. It's almost every fucking level from Rayman Origins remastered into Rayman Legends. What game does that? I was fine with just the main story levels, but the overall package is unbeatable. It's fantastic. Because I played on the Wii U version, a cool thing is menu navigation. What you see on the screen while in the hub world never leaves, unlike the other platforms. On the Wii U gamepad, you'll see different menu options and modes that you can shift to on the fly, which is just so cool. It's not anything major, but it's those minor things that add up to the overall better experience. There's even a lottery ticket system that when you earn one, you'll scratch them off using the touchscreen to maybe unlock a creature, level, or more. One Wii U feature unfortunately can't be used anymore though, and that is the Miiverse functionality. Every time we play a Wii U game on this series, you'll probably hear me talk about the greatness that was Miiverse. Miiverse was essentially a social media platform for the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS, where you'd be able to share things on the game you're playing with the game's community. Every game had its own community, and so for Rayman Legends, there's always a button constantly asking you if you want to share what you just did to Miiverse. And it makes me really sad that Miiverse is no more, because I'd love to share with others currently playing Rayman Legends on Wii U my favorite moments in the game and hear theirs. Man, I love the Wii U. It was such a fantastic console, and honestly, you're going to hear me say that every single time we play a Wii U game on here. I can promise you that. I'm now going to talk about the final level, just to let you know. The final level is named A Cloud of Darkness, and goddamn it's challenging. It's a pretty big difficulty spike compared to the rest of the game. A giant cloud of darkness, who would have thought, chases you through a fiery level filled with tiny platforms. Any mistake almost for sure results in death. The Cloud of Darkness takes you to an arena with lava on the top. You'll have to carefully jump around and attack the cloud, breaking it down with these fists that you throw like ammo. It's super satisfying seeing this cloud slowly get chipped away, hopping from wall to wall around this darkness until you truly defeat it. Okay, well, maybe not truly defeat it. After another quick platforming section is the second phase of the cloud. Now you gotta take it on in the air with no platforms, just two very unhelpful grinders. This time, however, the cloud splits into two. Managing these two separate clouds wasn't too tough as I was able to stay in one area taking out the cloud one last time. Okay, maybe not the last time. Another quick and tough platforming section comes, and then it is truly the final phase of the Cloud of Darkness. Big and menacing, it circles around the screen, just giving you enough space to constantly jump around, tearing away at its body. The music starts to swell up, providing you even more epicness to the battle. I died a few times, but after getting a handle on the platforms by my third run, it was over for the Cloud, chipping away at its hands, face, ears, all of it, until I finally defeated the Cloud of Darkness. It's not my favorite boss in the game, but between the platforming sections and arenas you go through made for an entertaining final boss. Once defeated, Rayman is lifted to the skies where the last one of Dark 5 Teensies is stuck, and Rayman finally destroys his plans by punching him so hard that it shoots him to a planet with the other Dark Teensies that you stopped in the previous worlds. Funny thing is, all 5 Dark Teensies are stuck in holes, and these, I guess, alien guys make music out of them, which is pretty great. One awesome transition back to the clouds shows the credits roll. You could also continue to play as Rayman and break letters in the credits, which is definitely mindless fun. I even made the credits say ass, which I'm very proud of. I tried hard to make anal too, but kept messing up. Fucking Anna, no, anal! Yes, anal! Yup, this is cool. Nothing crazy, but I appreciate that they took their time out to do something even with the credits. That was Rayman Legends. It is essentially platforming perfection. It is definitely up there with some of my favorite 2D platformers of all time. Even though I'm finished with the game, there's still plenty I'd like to actually check out. Those post-game invaded levels are incredibly challenging and already made me rage a bit. Seriously though, Rayman Legends is stupidly up my alley. The platformer genre is my favorite. The music is fantastic, the controls are amazing to behold, gorgeous art style, you already heard me, I love it. Overall, I'm gonna give Rayman Legends I already told you, I love it, I wasn't kidding, out of 10. Did I tell you that I truly loved it? This game is truly platforming greatness, and if the other Rayman games are even half as good as this, then I can't wait, it's gonna be one hell of a time. I can't wait to play so many other Rayman games, pretty much all of them are on the backlog. I also can't wait for future Rayman games, although the main creator, Michel Ancel, has retired from the gaming industry, which may just make Ubisoft hesitant on making more Rayman games that aren't just mobile games. It's a damn shame because they for sure made a lot of money on Rayman Legends. Apparently the sales were slow at first, and I wonder why. Makes you think if there was a huge game during the time that became one of the best selling of all time. Nah, probably not. However, over the next few years, Ubisoft states it was still selling well and making them money. Still should have sold it on Wii U back in February, as it actually did sell the best on there for quite a while, even though the install base was so much tinier compared to the PS3 and Xbox 360. It's about that time to make a new one, Yves. Hey Yves, make a new one. That'll be it for today though. Thanks so much for watching. Have you played Rayman Legends? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know down in the comments below. If you did enjoy this video, I would appreciate if you could share it around because these take so long to make. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Rayman Legends was platforming bliss, but it is officially out of the backlog.
It's a nice Christmas day, man.
Definitely is.
Definitely. I appreciate you guys coming out.
Of course, why wouldn't we?
Of course, we're best friends.
Yeah, of course. But I think you guys could tell there's someone missing.
Drucker?
Do you know why he's acting so strange lately?
I don't know. Think about it. Ever since he signed that contract, he's just been odd, quiet, angry. And I don't know why. Like, I mean, literally hasn't talked in the past few episodes. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, it doesn't even play the games. Like, in the end of the day, like, he's getting paid to be here to entertain also. I don't know.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna talk to him as soon as possible. Maybe something is going on in his personal life. I don't know.
Don't want to get too down. You still haven't opened up the gift from us.
Thanks, guys. I'll have to open it.
Open it now, you drunkie.
Drunkie? This is my first one. I don't get drunk anymore, remember? Remember last time? I almost fucked you.
What? Why would you bring that up? That was a mistake for both of us.
Had to bring it up. It was a miracle. A miracle that didn't happen.
Very true.
Alright, let's see what this is. Feels like maybe a game?
Would you just open it, you almost alien fucker?
Alright, I'm just trying to add some suspense.